episode 1, the last question was directed to Mr. Emmanuel. I will direct this to my husband now. Like, I had kids, right, before you met me. And when you met me, the day we met, there were other young girls that were there, right? But you had always told me that you decided to come for me, right? Because you saw that, because after mistakes, you wanted a matured person, right? So now, the question to you now is, would that decision would have been very easy to make if you didn't have kids? The floor is yours.
Thank you so much, my beautiful wife. Like the last time we were talking, I told you, it depends on where I'm coming from, right? Coming from a broken home as well, let's assume I don't have kids, right? That was the question.
Yeah.
And we spoke at length, and let me say, I've already gained a lot of experience. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Now, meeting you, we have discussed at length, we spoke, we, shared our views and everything. I think, even though I don't have kids, meeting you, I would have still went ahead to marry you. Because when I met you, when we spoke, I now realize that this is the woman I've been looking for. This is what I've been actually looking for, So for me, based on the experiences and everything I've gained over the years, kids doesn't really matter, So even if you have more than 4, I'll still gone ahead to make you my wife.
Like in the real world out there, it's like some of the comments that I got and some of the feedback was some women don't want to move on, not because they don't have partners or who wants them, but because of their kids. And I remember that was the part Mr. Abraham was really stressing on. So I want you to take it up from there.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bola. Another opportunity for us to discuss topical issues like this, and thanks to all those who are watching and supporting us. Yes, so the way I always look at things like this, like I tried to emphasize the other time we were discussing this, we are hindered a lot of the times by the cultural practices, cultural beliefs, and cultural settings where we grew up in. They say that, and it's very true, a lot about the character of a man or a woman is actually determined by the environment in which the person grew up, right? So for us, as Africans, more specifically as Nigerians, our approach and thought processes on issues like this are driven by the cultures of our people and where we grew up. We worry so much about what others will say about the things we do.
True.
And because of that, we end up suppressing what we really want.
Our desires.
That's the problem.
Yes. What will really make us happy and things like that. So if you recall, then I did mention a number of factors. The woman, irrespective of the cause of the divorce, the factors that led to the divorce, the African society blames the woman even before hearing the issues, that led to the divorce.
So true.
So yes, so the blame is already on her. So she's, from the onset, she's on the defensive. Okay? She's the one now trying to act and possibly speak in a way that will portray her as a good person, in quotes, in society. Okay? So going into a fresh or a new relationship, a new marriage almost immediately, people will start raising all kinds of eyebrows. Oh, maybe she was even dating this guy before, while she was in the marriage, before the breakup, and maybe this was what even led to the breakup and things like that.
The man.
Okay, unlike the man. Like I said, the man walks out today, he walks into another marriage. And for society, it's okay. There's nothing wrong with it.
there are a lot of women that are exposed, they are educated, but they are traditional. So they think about their children. They have like they're empathetic towards their children and just not trying to bring in any man, right? But the ones that don't care and the ones that are going by the world, the society that we live in today, they don't care. They will still go out and leave their children and get someone to look out for their children, like pay a nanny to look out of their children and just go away. Take someone like, I know that it's, Nigeria. Take someone like one of these celebrities. I don't want to mention names. The other time she had an issue, and people were saying that, oh, the man was really bad to her. Initially, she didn't say anything, and then when she spoke, people were like, oh wow, and everything. And when she tried to date, she dated immediately, and not right away, but it wasn't that long, and people were happy for her, even though the relationship didn't go anywhere. But at least the fact that she was able to still find love and just kind of come out and still show love to her child, I think that's things are changing.
Yeah.
In my opinion, I feel if the man decides to go with the children, right? Let's take a scenario now. There's a breakup between husband and wife, and the man wants to take the children, and the woman allows him to take the children, right? The man can still go ahead and date.
Of course.
The next minute.
Yeah.
Let the woman that will take care of the
The woman will still
children.
sit down and be grieving.
Yeah. Yes.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Women cannot just go out and say, okay,
Yeah.
now I don't have a husband, I don't have kids,
Yeah.
let me go ahead.
Yeah.
They will still try to see
Yeah.
this.
Because
Yes.
society is cursing.
Yes.
How can you give your children to the man? Really? That means you never loved your children. So society will curse that woman that will just give, even if women will give their children to their spouse or their husband, ex-husband, they will let them put up a fight to show that, oh, I really love my kids. I don't want my kids to think that I easily gave them away. So they put up a fight.
My thing is, because I'm really trying to find out like what areas we can raise that awareness. Are they really you holding on to those children? If you can take care of them, that's fine. But if you cannot, but in our society we see too often a time that the women tend to hold the children,
And
whether they can take care of them or not.
Yeah.
Which is bad.
They hold on to the children. Like to me, I think that is even the worst form of love, worst show of love. Is a disservice to that child.
Yes.
Because that is your own selfish interest that you are exhibiting
That's right.
through the child.
But what the woman feels is, if you take my children, if I let them go easily, that means I have nothing left, and it will be
Okay.
it's like a vacuum.
Okay.
So it's kind of tricky. It's 50-50. You look at it that way, you feel bad.
That's
So
what
for women,
that's what makes them, because you see, the men, I feel the men are able to easily move on because they
With
don't
all
have
the
kids
children.
with them.
No, even with the children, they can still move on.
But with the children, we don't really see that. So
No, we don't
all
see
they
it.
have
We
is
see
kids
it. Yeah, we do.
Well, there are a lot of men that are out there single. They have their children. They are taking care of their children, and they are dating.
They are dating.
They can move.
True, but however, the amount of women that are not,
Yeah.
because they have kids,
Of course, are way
than
more.
the men that,
Like we're
you
talking
know,
about 75 to like.
exactly.
Yeah,
You know,
let me say this here. There's something fundamental about women, and researchers have also established this. Okay? It takes a woman a longer time to fall in love and get
Involved in a relationship.
true.
okay. So when a woman gets involved, I mean, with all due respect to my fellow men out there, when a woman gets involved, the same time, not exactly days for days or months for months, in the same way, in all fairness to women, it takes them a longer time to get out of that failed relationship.
Yes. And why is that?
I think it's constitutional. I think it's probably hormone driven or whatever. I don't know what the actual basis is, but I mean, psychosocial researches has shown this. Okay, so you will find out that even if the man went with the kids, that woman is still going to grieve, like Ima was trying to say.
Yeah.
That grieving is
Vacuum.
this same time. She gets out of it slowly, because that's why when a man comes, even if you watch animals, take the hen, for example, you see the cock dancing and all that before most times the hen is just watching. It's like, is this guy for real? And the cock, the male guy is just dancing and displaying all that he has, right? And then the female is just watching and saying, should I concede? Should I say yes? And if you watch, most times what happens? Once the male guy gets what he wants, he just dances away.
Oh, wow.
Immediately.
Almost immediately. So some of these things are natural.
That's true. Yeah, I don't want anybody to come and use me.
So even if the man went away with the children,
true. That was a good point.
The truth of the matter is that because it took the woman had gotten emotionally involved, really deeply.
Remember, Mama, in the last episode, you talked about this society we are talking about. Who actually is the makeup of that society that blames the woman?
It's the same women and men actually. Men for like men don't really. Men don't really talk. They are there in the background. They maybe, but women are 100% the people who blame fellow women, blame themselves for, failures for other women. You understand, or even like it's hard for us as even women to encourage ourselves, especially the African women. And then when your marriage fails, I heard that they don't even know the man has kids. Like I've heard people say that your husband doesn't have kids. They just thought that you just married him with 4 kids. And I said, no, that's not true. He has the same amount of kids she has. So, and he's coming from another marriage too. So that's the thing. We don't know, but we're quick to judge instead of just kind of encouraging and saying, you know what?
So basically, you are saying women don't get the support they need enough from women like that.
Of course, yes. We don't give ourselves support.
And why is that? Because you were mentioning some aspect of, probably the reason why so many women are kind of against other women. You mentioned some factors the other day.
Yeah, I mean, women are like critical of other women. For instance, the way I dress is different from the way you dress. The way I carry myself is different from the way you carry yourself.
Yeah.
But women who carry themselves well, they're smart women. Not all smart women. Let me not use that word smart. I mean, some women just like to carry themselves well. Yeah. You understand? Because they like the way they feel when they carry themselves well. Like I am, for instance, the person that if I'm angry, you will never see it on my face. I don't show. I carry myself, I dress up, and that's why I don't play with my makeup or whatever. I have a fair face, but still, I just like to it brightens up my mood, so it doesn't hold me back. But some women would rather just stay laid back. They will sit down, eat, and grow very like big, lackadaisical about the way they carry themselves. And so when they see other women carrying themselves off after a relationship that has broken up, they become critical. For what? I won't do that. I won't dress like that. I won't even do like she's not ashamed.
They always say misery loves company.
I think the women they tend to grieve for too long. Like they keep on grieving over and over and over and over again. Man, this one has gone.
Well, not all women. I don't think it's all women.
Yes, of course, certainly not all women.
Not all women. The women who want to grieve are those kind of women who want to grieve for that long.
So what would be your advice to women?
Pick up yourself and go. Life goes on. Pick up yourself. The man has moved on. You find happiness. Move on. It doesn't have to be with a man.
Okay.
It can be with just by yourself. Just doing the things you love. Just making yourself happy. Like me, if I break up with, like in the past when I'd broken up with, you see me the next time, you'll be like, no, did I actually date that lady? I don't think so. Like, I don't think my ex can actually come in front of me and talk because they see a higher me.
Mr. Abraham, what would you have?
I'll just take a cue from that to say that, look, I have certain principles in life that has helped me. One is that I'm never afraid to fail. 2 is I have never seen failure as the end of the world. Rather, I see failure as a springboard to greater things. So this is what I always say. Whether it's relationship failure, which includes marriage and all that, or even in any other sphere of life, excuse me, don't keep crying over spilled milk.
And you, Mr.
Yeah, my advice to all the ladies out there, the ones that have a broken home and stuff, don't grieve for too long. Educate yourself, do the things that you want to do, like Mati just said right here. Then move on, prepare yourself for the greater good.
That's
That's
right.
it.
Ah, wow, I like that. Great,
That's very
good.
nice. Thank you so much, my guests. I hope some women out there, not every woman want to move on as a given.
Yeah.
However, for those of you that want to move on, try and pick the positive from this. And for me, I would say, well, sometimes destiny, you can't change it.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's your path to your Egypt.
Mhm.
No, it's your path to your promised
your
land.
promised land,
Yeah.
yeah.
So whatever situation, whether relationship or whatever, see it as stepping stones. See it as the process that you need to go through to get to your promised land. And trust me, it is not wrong to fail. Like Mr. Abraham said, nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong in failing. But what is wrong in failing is when you stay failed.
Yeah.
When you stay put, you can slump, but get up, pick up your pieces, and move on.
That's it.
Thank you, viewers, and subscribe to my channel. Remember, this is Raising the Bar Show. We are here to discuss sensitive and controversial issues, and also we're here to inspire you. There's no matter what you're going through in life, believe that picking your pieces one bit at a time, you will eventually be whole. Thank you. I'm your host, Bola and Her Husband. See ya.